Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen, we're making a decadent chocolate bundt cake. So let's get started. First off, set your oven to 350, and now in a medium bowl, I'm combining 1.5 cups of hot water, 360 mils, with 1.25 cups of unsweetened natural cocoa powder, that's 125 grams. Perfect. It's a lot of cocoa powder. And what we're doing right now is blooming it in the hot water to make a really intense chocolate flavor. Grab a whisk and mix it up until it's nice and smooth. Your cocoa powder can only bloom if it's all in contact with the water. No lumps. You can use Dutch process if you want, but natural cocoa powder is a little bit more acidic and it's gonna react with some of the leavening agents like baking soda and give you a fluffier, more amazing cake. They'll both be delicious though. Okay, this is all mixed up. I'm gonna set it aside for about 10 minutes. And in the meantime, we're gonna prep our bundt pan, coat it well with butter, and then you're gonna dust it with cocoa powder or flour. Cocoa powder will not give you any white streaks though. With any bundt pan, it's really important to get all the nooks and crannies so nothing sticks. And of course, you could use baking spray if desired. Now we're gonna get all the nooks and crannies of our pan with some cocoa powder. It's like a cocoa car wash in here. Love those irregular shapes. You just tap some of the excess. Back into your bowl, clean the rest, and we're on to the next step. Now in a large bowl, I'm gonna whisk together most of the rest of the ingredients. 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour goes in first, that's 420 grams. 2.5 cups of granulated sugar, that's 500 grams. Perfect, just enough. 2.5 teaspoons of baking soda. There we go. This is gonna react with the cocoa powder and really puff things up. And for some balance, 1 teaspoon of salt. You really can't taste anything without a little bit of salt, so very important. Grab a whisk, and we're gonna mix this up so everything is nicely distributed. You have to have baking soda throughout, not just in one clump. Same goes for the sugar. That looks beautiful. Right now, I have to melt 1 cup of butter, that's 226 grams. Plop that in. My butter melted perfectly, so I'm gonna add that into my cocoa mixture right now. This gives us so much richness, but here's the deal. You're probably gonna refrigerate this cake, and if you had just butter, it would be really hard and just not fun to eat. So we're gonna add 1/2 cup or 120 mils of vegetable oil. And the combination of butter and oil will give you a rich, delicious cake that's also soft when refrigerated. I want 4 whole eggs, large, room temperature if possible. I'm cracking those into a separate bowl just so I know there's no shells. That would be bad. Last egg in. Ooh. What would a bundt cake be without sour cream? Less delicious is the answer. So we're gonna add in 1 cup of sour cream. This gives you added richness, added moisture, and a little bit of tang. And that tang with the chocolate is so delicious. And finally, 1 tablespoon of vanilla for a little added extra something. Carefully mix this up. You don't want anything to fall out and explode. Should have grabbed a bigger bowl. Should have grabbed a bigger bowl. Okay, look at that, nice and smooth. This smells amazing, and it is so chocolatey. Now we're gonna pour the chocolate into our flour mixture. Pulling out my dough whisk for this one. We're gonna mix this together until it is just combined. You could definitely make this in a stand mixer if you wanted. It would also be very full, so I think it's best to do it just by hand, to be honest. When you mix things by hand, you really know when you're done mixing, because if you go too far, your cake is just gonna be dense and not delicious. It'll be kind of gummy, and it even changes the way it tastes. I'm gonna look just for the flour to disappear, and then I know it's ready to pour. This is perfectly mixed. We're gonna pour this into our prepared bundt pan now, and it goes into the oven. Give this a little shimmy to help it level out. You can also just make sure there's no air bubbles. Although this batter is so loose, you're not gonna get air bubbles in it. Just gonna smooth the top. And just like that, we're ready to go into the oven, 350 for about 55 minutes, or until the skewer inserted in the middle will come out clean. Kind of depends on your oven though, so keep an eye on it. All right. The smell, the smell. Let your cake cool in the pan for about 20 minutes and then you can pop it onto a cake plate or a wire rack. Oh, I heard it flop out. No cracks, nothing broken. The magical spell worked. It came out nicely. Okay, so amazing. It looks like chocolate pudding on the outside. It has this glow, and part of that was from using the cocoa powder on the prep. Set this aside to cool a bit more, and now we're gonna make an easy, delicious chocolate ganache with something extra. Not today. We're gonna make a delicious ganache, but you can do it a couple different ways. 4 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate. You could use chocolate chips or a chopped chocolate bar. It's 113 grams. And to that, we need to add some delicious liquid. Cream, yes, you could add 7 tablespoons or about 100 mils of hot, heavy cream right on top of the chocolate. But today, I'm gonna zazz it up just a little bit by going half and half. So I have half hot cream and half hot espresso. The espresso with the cream is gonna give you an intense chocolate flavor. You're not gonna taste the coffee as much as it's tasting chocolate more. Pour that right over the chocolate. If you're using some espresso like I did for the ganache, I would go ahead and reduce the liquid by 2 tablespoons so it doesn't get too watery. I'm gonna cover this and let it stand for 10 minutes, and by the time this is melted, this will be completely cool. Uncover it, and it is time to give it a stir. Ooh, that chocolate is so soft. It's like a delicious soup. Give it a little shimmy. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. It's like an affogato got melted and poured on chocolate. Stir, 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 and just like that, it comes together. Pour your ganache on top and let it drizzle down and create a beautiful chocolate moment. That's my jam. Oh my God, so chocolatey and like it melts in your mouth, but it's a bundt cake, so it's substantial and it just really feels great to eat. I don't know how to describe it, but that with the ganache like seeping inside, it's just about chocolate perfection. I hope you get a chance to make this recipe, and if you like this video, check out my chocolate cake playlist.